In this video, we're going to continue our lectures on cybersecurity. You'll notice here the plan, protect, respond cycle. Before we get more in depth into each one of these, we need to understand how to navigate the terminal. So that is going to be the focus of these next few videos. So why should you learn terminal commands? Well, many useful programs use the terminal exclusively. Additionally, some information is quicker to retrieve using the terminal. I used to have a Windows server that I used, and some things were just not as friendly, or they took some more time to update or make changes. And I just transitioned it to a Linux server because the commands that I can run there are much quicker, and they update and change the information the way that I want in a more seamless process. As you go about these videos, if you don't know or don't remember a specific command, you can put a space -- help after the command for more information related to that specific command. So one of the commands that you'll learn later on is ping. So you could do ping space -- help and run it and see what information there is associated with ping. As you work through your assignment, you may need to take some screenshots. So here are some commands that you can run on your computer to take some of those screenshots. Additionally, you may be asked to display the date when you ran that command. To do that, it's a simple date command, and that will give you the output, as you can see listed right below the date command here. So to begin, you're going to want to gain root access for many of the commands that we are going to use. A lot of software doesn't work, or a lot of files are restricted because you don't have access to that. Either that or you're going to have to change the permissions. For now, we will just talk about giving you super user access. So to do that, you're going to add sudo before any command that you'll need super user access. This will prompt you to type your super user password. And as you're typing your password, you won't notice any text being typed. You just hit enter and it will log in if you successfully typed your password. Alternatively, you could just switch to the root user account using the sudo -s command, and again, you'll be asked to provide your password. So let's get started. A few useful commands are first print working directory, pwd, and ls, which is list directories. So the pwd command will list exactly where you currently are on your terminal, whether it is your Mac terminal or your Linux terminal. The ls command will show all the files and directories within that directory, or within the specified directory. If you want to show hidden files, you add the -a flag. If you want to show file permissions, links, owner name, owner group, file size, etc., you'll need to add the -l flag. So for example, if I wanted to show all files in the long format and include the hidden files, I would say ls space -la. Many of the files that you'll need to interact with are not going to be found in the current directory that you're in, so you'll need to learn how to switch to different directories. And we use the cd command, which stands for change directory. So if I say cd space period, it will go to the current directory. If I say cd space .. it will move up a directory. If I say cd space tilde, that's going to take me to the home directory. That's typically where you have all your personal user files. If I say cd space dash, that's going to take me to the previous directory, the directory that I was just in. Alternatively, if I want to go to a specific directory, I say cd and then the directory that I want to go to. So in this case, if I wanted to go to the word list folder, I'd say cd space /user /share /word lists. And that would take me to the user folder, and then the share folder within the user folder, and then the word list folder within the share folder. If I wanted to go back a couple directories and get into the desktop folder, I would say cd space .. // desktop. So the first .. is going to take me back one directory, the second .. is going to take me back a second directory, and then I will then step into the desktop folder. If I wanted to go to the documents folder inside of my home directory, I'd say cd space tilde / documents, and that would take me to that documents folder. The next commands that we're going to teach you are touch and make directory. The touch command creates new files, so literally all you have to say is touch and the name of the file with its extension, and it will automatically create that file. The make directory command allows you to create new directories by saying mkdir and then the name of the directory that you're going to create. If you want to also create subdirectories at the same time as the main directory, you can use the p flag. This is done, as you can see here, mkdir space -p space the main directory that you're going to create / the subdirectory / the subdirectory 2. So this will create not only the first directory, but a subdirectory within that directory, and then another subdirectory within that subdirectory. So for example, if I wanted to create a file named passwords.lst, I'd say touch passwords.lst. If I wanted to create a folder named forensics, I would say mkdir space forensics. All right, now with that brief exposure to the terminal, what I want you to do is open up the terminal and then do the following. So pause this video, try this on your own, and then come back to compare your answers. All right, welcome back. So we're going to walk through these exercises. So as you can see here, we have the Kali Linux environment that we are going to use for the majority of this course. So we're going to go ahead and open the terminal, which is using this icon in the bottom left. All right, so the first thing we're asked is to navigate to the etc folder. So to do that, we're going to use the change directory command, and then we'll navigate to the etc folder. So the next thing we're asked to do is show all files in long format. So I'm going to do ls, and then to do long format, we do -l. If I wanted to show hidden files as well, I could do the a, but let's just stick with l for this time being. So as you can see here, it gives us the files and the directories which are on the right side. And then it gives a bunch of other permissions information that we will talk about at a later point in this class. So what we're going to do now is navigate to the documents folder. To do that, we're going to go to the home directory because that's where the documents folder is. So we're going to do cd and then tilde, which is the key above the tab key on your keyboard. So you'll need to use shift with it. And then we'll type in the slash and then documents. Instead of actually typing out the entire Word documents, I can actually type a portion of it and then just hit the tab key and it will autocomplete. So I'll go ahead and hit enter. And then if I want to, I could say ls to show the information inside the documents folder, which we have none. So the next thing we're asked to do is to create a directory named commands. So I'm going to do mkdir, and this is going to make that directory, and then the name of the directory is going to be commands. So I'll hit enter, and you'll notice when I do ls again that I do have the commands directory inside of this folder. So we're also asked to create a file called hi-by inside of this new directory. So to do that, I'm going to create a new file, and I could either navigate to the commands directory or I could touch it outside of it. So I'm going to do touch, and then I could put commands, and then I could do hi-by.txt. So that is one approach. You'll notice if I do ls right now, there's nothing other than the commands directory, but I could change to the commands directory here, and then I could do ls, and we would see the hi-by.txt. Alternatively, instead of doing the touch command that I did, if I navigate into the commands directory like I now have, I could have done the touch command and then just done hi-by.txt. This isn't going to work because I've already created the file, so we're going to go ahead and just end that portion there. Our last command was to show the file, which I've already done on the previous command. You can also show the information of a directory by doing ls and then the name of the directory. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to click the links here to watch the next video of the playlist, continue to the next playlist, or subscribe.